Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out with me today. Let me ask you something. You know that feeling when you've had a long, exhausting day, finally you get to kick off your shoes, take a deep breath, and crawl into that warm, comfortable bed. You pull the covers up, you're just about to drift off to sleep. Have you ever stopped to think about what's actually going on inside your body at that exact moment? While you're lying there thinking the whole world has hit the pause button, something surprising might be happening deep inside you, something that sounds like it's straight out of a late night thriller. We all grew up hearing early to bed, early to rise. That's nature's rhythm, right? And most of us assume that when we close our eyes, every single cell, every organ, every blood vessel just clocks out for the night. We think everyone gets to sleep peacefully and recharge, but here's a truth that might give you chills. And I say this not to scare you, but to wake you up. While you're sleeping soundly, some things don't clock out. They actually wake up like nocturnal predators. They start moving, invading, and causing chaos inside you. And the name of that thing, cancer, I know. You might be thinking, Doc, are you just trying to scare me for clicks? I promise you, I'm not. This isn't hype. This is based on real peer-reviewed science from leading institutions. Just recently, a major study published in the journal Nature, one of the top scientific journals in the world, completely changed how we think about cancer. Researchers found that cancer cells don't behave like our normal healthy cells. They have a completely opposite and frankly very sneaky schedule. When we're awake, our immune system is on high alert. Those immune cells patrol our blood like police officers on the night shift. So cancer cells, to survive, they hide. They play dead. They just do little things here and there to stay under the radar. But here's what the study found. Once we fall asleep, once our body goes into rest mode, the immune system's patrol relaxes just a little bit. And that's when cancer cells, influenced by changes in our hormones, especially melatonin, hear what's like a battle cry. They suddenly wake up, they become extremely active, they start moving faster through the bloodstream, looking for new places to land. That's what we call metastasis, the spread of cancer. So nighttime, that's not just rest for us. For cancer, it's party time, it's prime time for expanding its territory. That's why so many cancer patients, even in early or middle stages, can seem perfectly fine during the day. They're eating, laughing, living life, looking great, but then night comes and suddenly all the symptoms appear. The pain, the itching, the discomfort, the trouble breathing. That's not random. That's the body's distress signal. It's using its last bit of energy to scream, hey, something's wrong in here, wake up. But here's the problem. Especially for many of my patients over 50, they brush these nighttime signs off as just getting older, or I must have worked too hard today, or I don't want to bother my kids. So they roll over, try to tough it out, and hope it goes away. They don't want to make a big deal out of it. And that delay, that can cost you the golden window for treatment. By the time the pain is so bad you can't ignore it, you're rolling on the floor, and you finally go to the doctor. Sometimes the doctor has to look at the scan and say, I'm so sorry you came too late. We've missed the best chance for surgery. That's why today's video is more important than almost anything I've ever recorded. This isn't just a health lesson, it's a wake-up call, a life alert. I want to help you connect the dots. I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most common nighttime warning signs that cancer may be active in your body. We're going to pull back the curtain and look at each one clearly. If you or a loved one has even one of these, and I mean even one, please don't brush it off. Pay attention, be alert, and don't worry. I'm never the kind of doctor who just creates anxiety and leaves you hanging. In the second half of this video, I'll explain exactly why our bodies become a breeding ground for cancer in the first place and what we can eat and do starting today to put out that fire and take back control of our health. So if you care about your health and your family's health, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. You really don't want to miss what's coming. All right, let's get into it. The first sign, and probably the most common one that people overlook, night sweats. I know what you're thinking. Everyone sweats. Hot summer, heavy blankets, a spicy dinner, a tough workout. But listen carefully. This kind of sweat is different. Doctors call it night sweats, and the name tells you exactly what it's like. It's as if a thief breaks into your body while you're asleep and steals your fluids. Here's the key. It has nothing to do with the temperature in your room. Let's say it's a cool 70 degrees in your bedroom. You've got the AC on. You're just using a light sheet. But the moment you fall asleep, you're drenched. Your forehead is dripping, your pajama top is soaked through, sticking to your skin. In severe cases, even your pillow and sheets feel wet. You wake up freezing cold and have to get up and change your clothes in the middle of the night. And here's another clue. The moment you wake up, the sweating stops, like nothing happened. But as soon as you fall back asleep, it starts again. Now, many of my patients say, Doc, isn't this just menopause? Or maybe I'm just run down. Maybe my kidneys are weak. And you're right, menopause, thyroid problems. low blood sugar from skipping dinner. Those can cause night sweats too, but usually those happen right as you're falling asleep or they come with hot flashes. And they often get better with some food or rest. But if these night sweats are happening every single night, rain or shine, and they've been going on for weeks, and the sweat feels sticky and thick, and you wake up feeling like you just ran a marathon, completely exhausted, like you worked a whole other shift while sleeping. And on top of that, you've noticed you're losing weight without even trying. Your belt is looser, your cheeks look a little sunken, but you haven't changed your diet or exercise, and maybe you also have a low-grade fever that just won't go away around 99.3, 99.4, and Tylenol doesn't really help, my friend. That is not just being a little weak. That is not a kidney problem you can fix with over-the-counter herbs. That could be lymphoma, leukemia, or another blood-related cancer. It could also be a solid tumor somewhere in your body. Why does cancer cause this? Because tumors grow incredibly fast, their metabolism is through the roof, they produce a lot of heat, and when cancer cells die, which they constantly do, they release substances that go into your bloodstream and basically trick your brain's thermostat. Your brain thinks you're overheating, so it tells your body to sweat like crazy to cool down. Cancer-related night sweats usually happen between late night and early morning, say 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. It's like a silent thief slowly draining your energy, your fluids, your blood, your life force. So if this sounds like you or your spouse, please don't just grab some herbal pills from Walmart or order something online. Go see your primary care doctor, get a simple blood test, a CBC, and maybe some tumor markers. Even if it's just for peace of mind, please don't let a small problem become a big one. All right. Second sign, trouble breathing at night or feeling like an elephant is sitting on your chest when you lie down. Think about this. Normally, when a healthy person sleeps, their breathing is quiet, steady, peaceful, almost like a sleeping baby. But if you've noticed that lately, whenever you lie flat on your back, you feel like you just can't get enough air, like someone is choking you or sitting right on your chest, and you have to prop yourself up on 2 or even 3 pillows just to breathe comfortably, or maybe you fall asleep. Okay, but then you wake up in the middle of the night gasping for air. You have to sit up, sometimes even open a window, and just pant for a few minutes before you feel normal again. That is not nothing. Now, sure, if you have a history of asthma, copied, or heart failure, you might already know about this. But if you've never had those problems and suddenly you can't lie flat without feeling like you're suffocating, that could be something called a mediastinal tumor, a growth in the very center of your chest right between your lungs, behind your breastbone. That area is prime real estate. It's got your windpipe, your esophagus, your major blood vessels, and your heart. If a tumor grows there, even a benign one, it starts taking up space. And when you stand up, gravity pulls your diaphragm down so you have a little more room. But the moment you lie flat, your diaphragm pushes up, the space shrinks, and that tumor presses right on your airway or on your major blood vessels. The result, you feel like you're suffocating. It's a terrifying feeling, like sleep paralysis or like something is choking you from the inside. And usually this comes with a dry, irritating cough, not a phlegmy cough, just a tickle in your throat that makes you want to cough. And it gets worse when you lie down. So if you can't sleep flat anymore, please don't just blame it on snoring or a bad pillow. Go get a chest x-ray or a CT scan. Make sure nothing is blocking your airway or pressing on your heart. Third sign, pain that wakes you up at night. We all get sore from working hard or bumping into things, but that kind of pain, the normal kind, usually gets better when you rest. You lie down, you relax, the pain fades. Cancer pain, it's the opposite. Doctors call it rest pain the more you rest. The worse it gets, and nighttime is when it's absolutely at its worst. Why? Partly because during the day you're distracted, you're working, cooking, driving the kids to school, running errands, your brain has other things to focus on, so you don't notice the pain as much. But at night, when it's quiet, when the house is dark and still, your nervous system becomes more sensitive, your pain threshold drops. A little pain feels huge. Plus, remember what I said earlier, cancer cells get more active at night. They're growing, pressing on bones and organs, releasing chemicals that amplify pain signals. So what does this pain feel like? It's not a sharp little pinch, it's a deep, gnawing, bone-crunching ache. Some of my patients describe it as something chewing on my bones from the inside, or a toothache in my back. You toss and turn, you try every position, but nothing helps. And regular over-the-counter painkillers like ibuprofen or Tylenol, they don't even touch it. Here's what worries me most. If you're over 50 and you've never had back problems or leg pain, but suddenly you have this persistent worsening pain that's worse at night, please don't just slap on a lidocaine patch and call it arthritis. Cancers like lung cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, and thyroid cancer. They love to spread to bones. When they settle in your spine or your pelvis, they destroy bone tissue and press on nerves. That's called a bone metastasis. Or if it's pancreatic cancer, which sits deep in your belly behind your stomach, it can press on a large nerve bundle called the celiac plexus. That causes severe back pain. That's worse when you lie flat. And it feels a little better when you curl up in a ball. So if you have unexplained bone pain or back pain, that's clearly worse at night. Please don't wait. Go get a bone scan or an MRI. Fourth sign, nighttime itching that drives you crazy. When I say itching, most people think allergies, dry winter, skin, or mosquito bites. And yes, those are common, but this itch is different. It comes out of nowhere. It's all over your body, your arms, your legs, your back, your chest, and it's so intense that scratching doesn't help. You could scratch until you bleed, and the itch is still there. And here's the really weird part. There's no rash. Your skin looks perfectly normal, but you've tried every anti-itch cream from CVS. You've taken Benadryl, you've switched to fragrance-free laundry detergent, and nothing works, and the itching gets worse at night or after a hot shower. That's when you have to think, could this be a tumor? Believe it or not, about 30% of people with Hodgkin lymphoma, that's a type of blood cancer, have itching as their very first symptom. Sometimes the itching starts years before they ever notice a swollen lymph node. Why does this happen? Because cancer cells release chemicals into your blood, things like histamine and other proteins that travel to your skin and tickle those nerve endings. It's an itch that feels like it's coming from inside your bones. Other cancers can do this too, like rectal cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, and even some brain tumors, especially liver and pancreatic cancer. If the tumor blocks the bile duct, the tube that carries bile from your liver to your gut, then bile salts build up in your bloodstream and get deposited under your skin. That causes maddening itching, and it usually comes with yellowing of the skin and eyes, what we call jaundice. So if you've been to the dermatologist 2, 3, 4 times and nothing helps, please ask your doctor to do some blood work and check for hidden tumors. It could literally save your life. Fifth sign, waking up multiple times every night to pee. I hear this all the time from my older male patients. Doc, I'm 70 years old. Getting up to pee at night is normal. My buddy gets up 4 times a night, and I always say, let's be clear about what's actually normal. If you haven't chugged a big glass of water before bed, aren't taking water pills for high blood pressure, and didn't eat a whole watermelon for dessert, a normal healthy adult gets up 0 to 2 times per night, and the total urine volume is about 300 to 400 milliliters, roughly a cup and a half. But if you're getting up 4, 5, even 8 times a night, and every time you go, it's just a little bit, but you feel like you have to go right now, or if you're going large amounts but with pain or burning, that is not normal aging. For men, the first thing we think of is an enlarged prostate, benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, but here's the thing. Prostate cancer can cause the exact same symptoms. The tumor presses on the urethra, the tube that carries urine out, and irritates the bladder. That makes you feel like you never quite empty your bladder. You come back to bed, and 5 minutes later, you feel like you have to go again. For women, if an ovarian tumor or uterine tumor grows large enough, it can press on the bladder from above like a grapefruit sitting on a balloon, and that causes frequent urination. Bladder cancer and kidney cancer can also cause urgency, frequency, and sometimes blood in the urine. And let me stop here. If you notice that your urine looks pink or red or like cola, that is a red flag. That is not normal. That is called painless blood in the urine, and it is a classic early sign of bladder cancer. You need to see a doctor immediately. Don't wait. Even if it's not cancer, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, overactive bladder, frequent nighttime urination is a sign that something is off. It's like a guard dog barking at you, hey, the plumbing is broken, and there might be a big clog in the pipes. Now, I know some of you are probably feeling a little anxious after hearing these 5 signs. Let me take a breath here and say something important. If any of these things happen once or twice or just occasionally, please don't panic. You might just be tired or fighting off a cold or stress from work. But if these symptoms stick around, if they happen most nights and they're getting worse over time, please pay attention, take them seriously. But here's the thing. Knowing the signs is not enough. We also have to understand, why does cancer grow in the first place? Why does this fire start burning inside our bodies? And what can we actually do about it starting tonight, starting tomorrow morning, to put that fire out? This brings me to something I talk about with almost every single patient in my clinic. It's called chronic inflammation. Think of acute inflammation like cutting your finger while chopping vegetables. It gets red, hot, swollen, painful. That's your body's fire department rushing to the scene. That's a good thing, that's protection. But chronic inflammation, that's completely different. That's like a slow, hidden underground fire in a forest. You don't see big flames, you don't see smoke, but deep down it's smoldering, and over months and years it slowly destroys the roots of the trees. It weakens everything inside your body. That same kind of chronic inflammation can smolder for years, sometimes decades, without you feeling a thing. In your blood vessels, it becomes high blood pressure, heart disease, hardening of the arteries. In your pancreas, it becomes diabetes. In your joints, it becomes rheumatoid arthritis. And when it happens at the deepest level inside your cells, constant damage, constant repair, constant division, eventually one of those cells makes a mistake. Its DNA mutates. And if that mutation goes unchecked because your immune system is exhausted from fighting that constant fire, that's cancer. The World Health Organization has said clearly chronic inflammation is the common root of almost every chronic disease, including cancer. So, what pours gasoline on that fire? A lot of things: stress, air pollution, lack of sleep, smoking. But the biggest factor, the one you have the most control over, is the food you put in your mouth every single day. Let's be honest, walk into any Walmart or any grocery store in America. Most of what's on the shelves, the boxes, the bags, the frozen dinners, is ultra processed, refined white flour, vegetable oils made with chemical solvents, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, preservatives. Those things are pro inflammatory. They're like throwing gasoline on a fire. And this is especially true for folks over 50. As we age, our gut barrier, the lining of our intestines that keeps bacteria and toxins inside the gut and out of our bloodstream, gets weaker. It becomes leaky. Doctors call this leaky gut. Imagine a brick wall where the mortar has crumbled. Now, things can slip through that shouldn't. When undigested food particles, bacterial toxins, and other junk slip through your gut wall into your bloodstream, your immune system goes crazy. It attacks these invaders day and night. That triggers whole body inflammation, and when your immune system is exhausted from fighting this internal war all the time, it's tired, it's confused, it can't do its other job. It can't find and kill cancer cells. That's why the real way to prevent cancer, to stop those scary nighttime signals, is to put out the fire. Reduce chronic inflammation, heal your gut, and here's the good news: nature gave us the antidote. All around us, there are foods that act like natural fire extinguishers. Let me give you 4 categories of anti-inflammatory superfoods that I recommend to my patients every single day. Number 1, foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Most Americans eat way too much omega-6. That's in corn oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, most processed snacks, and fast food. Omega-6 is pro-inflammatory. It's like stepping on the gas pedal. Omega-3, on the other hand, is anti-inflammatory. It's the brake pedal right now. Most of us have the gas pedal floored and the brakes completely broken, so we need to fix that brake. Eat more fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring. Aim for 2 to 3 servings a week. If you don't like fish, flaxseed oil and perilla oil are great plant sources. You can also talk to your doctor about a good quality fish oil supplement, but food first. Number 2, cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, purple cabbage. These are powerhouses. They contain a compound called isothiocyanates, and broccoli has a special one called sulforaphane, which is one of the most studied anti-cancer compounds in existence. It activates your body's own detoxification enzymes and directly suppresses tumor growth. Cabbage, I call it nature's stomach healer. It contains vitamin U, yes, that's a real vitamin, which helps repair stomach lining, and it's rich in glutamine, which helps heal leaky gut, fix the gut wall, and you put out half the fire. Just don't overcook these vegetables. Steam them or stir fry them quickly. Overcooking destroys the good stuff. Number 3, colorful berries: blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. The deep colors come from anthocyanins and polyphenols. These are powerful antioxidants. Every single day, your body creates things called free radicals. Think of them like rust forming on a car. Free radicals damage your cells and your DNA. That damage can lead to cancer. Berries are like rust remover. A handful a day, fresh or frozen, is delicious and protective. Number 4, spices: turmeric, ginger, and garlic. Turmeric contains curcumin, which is one of the strongest natural anti-inflammatories known to science. It actually blocks the signals that spread inflammation, like cutting the communication lines of a fire. Ginger warms you up, helps digestion, and boosts immune function. Garlic contains sulfur compounds that are antibacterial, antiviral, anti-cancer. Just remember, chop your garlic and let it sit for 10 minutes before cooking. That activates the allicin, which is the good stuff. Now, adding these foods is crucial, but we also have to subtract the bad stuff, cut way down on sugar. Cancer cells love sugar. It's their favorite fuel. Cut down on refined carbohydrates, white bread, white rice, regular pasta. Cut down on processed meats like bacon, sausage, deli meats. Avoid trans fats. Those are in margarine, store-bought cookies, and many fried foods. And here's something just as important: eat slowly. Chew your food, give your gut a chance to do its job. And don't forget your mood. Chronic stress, bottled up emotions, loneliness. Those also fuel inflammation. Get outside, walk around your neighborhood, talk to a friend, sit in the sun for 15 minutes, let your mind and heart heal too. My friends, your body has incredible wisdom. It has an amazing ability to heal itself if you give it the right materials and a clean environment. Cancer is scary. I won't pretend it's not. But it doesn't just fall out of the sky. It's the result of years and years of imbalance, of chronic inflammation, of the fire burning quietly, those nighttime signs, the drenching sweats, the bone pain, the itching, the trouble breathing, the constant trips to the bathroom. Those are your body grabbing your hand at the edge of a cliff. Those are your body's last chances to say, please listen to me. So starting tonight, pay attention to your sleep. Tomorrow morning, look at your plate. Ask yourself, am I feeding the fire or am I putting it out? Eat more anti-inflammatory foods, move your body, get some sunshine. Manage your stress. These small changes day after day build a wall that keeps cancer out. If this video helped you, please hit that like button, not just for me, but so the algorithm shows this to someone else who might need to hear it. Your one click could save a life, could save a family. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. I will keep bringing you practical, no nonsense science-based health tools. Let's take back our health together. Let's sleep peacefully, live fully, and keep cancer out of our homes. Drop a comment below. Have you noticed any of these signs in yourself or someone you love? What has helped you? Let's learn from each other. This is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making changes if you're dealing with any health concerns. Please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor. I'm here to help you understand the science, not replace professional medical advice. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.